Hey guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to my channel. So this week you might be able to tell we are not at our house. We are in Toronto, Canada. We are here for a week. Matt had a work trip and so I'm tagging along and exploring the city while he's working. So I thought that I would take you guys along with me and show you some of the things that I'm doing in the city so that we can kind of have a travel with me vlog and you can see Toronto along with me. Today is our first full day. We got in late yesterday afternoon. I just had breakfast and I'm about to head over to the train station to hop on a train into the city. For the first couple of days, we're going to be a little bit further from the city because of where he's working. And then the second half of our trip, we're going to move to another hotel that's right in the middle of the city. Today and tomorrow, I'm going to be taking a train into the city and it's about a 30-minute train ride, so not too bad. This sounds like something you would enjoy, then make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see more of my videos. I put out new videos every single Sunday. And let's head into Toronto.
Once I arrived at Union Station, I started making my way down to my first market. I walked just under a mile to St. Lawrence Market and took in the views along the way. There were lots of beautiful Christmas decorations and amazing scenery in the city. Here you'll get to see a quick view of St. James Cathedral that we will check out a little bit more later. When I arrived at St. Lawrence Market, I went ahead inside to check out all of the fun booths and see what they had in store. St. Lawrence Market was one that was highly recommended and very talked about online. It did not disappoint. It's 2 stories, it's a massive market, and it has lots and lots of food options, but also clothing and jewelry and gifts that you could take home. It's a great place to stop for breakfast or lunch and eat there or take it away with you. Next, I started to make my way up to Nathan Phillips Square, and along the way we passed the Flatiron Building and St. James Cathedral, both of which are very cool architectural features in the city. St. James Cathedral was absolutely stunning. It was a gorgeous cathedral. If you have the opportunity, I would definitely check it out. Not too far from the cathedral is Nathan Phillips Square that has the infamous Toronto sign. The square usually has a fountain in the center, but for the winter time they turn it into an ice skating rink, so I was able to sit with my coffee and watch some of the ice skaters, which many of them were very, very talented, so it was cool to see. After spending some time at the square, I made the very long but very enjoyable walk over to the Holiday Hills Market. This market is something that goes on year-round, and it was definitely one to check out. It had tons of really great vendors. I picked up a couple of gold rings here that were very well priced, and I also had some really, really incredible Italian food while hanging out at the market. They also had a really cool installation going on where you could write a positive affirmation or something kind on a ribbon and put it on the wall to celebrate International Kindness Day, which I thought was a really cool way to spread some joy for the holiday season.
I'm so excited. I was really hoping it was going to snow, and it's supposed to snow today and tomorrow, and it just started snowing while I was walking around.
I also checked out the CN Tower, which is a staple in Toronto and really beautiful lit up at night. The CN Tower will take you 1,815 feet up in the air, and it also has a very scary edge walk that you can do.
Okay, so it is towards the end of the day. It's about 5:30 and I just stopped to take a little break. I've been walking around pretty much all day. I saw a ton. I walked about 10 miles in total. They do have a great public transit system here. I just really prefer walking because I get to see a lot more. So I started the day going to St. Lawrence Market, and then from there I went to Nathan Phillips Square. After that I went over to the Stacked Christmas Market and had some lunch, and then I just kind of wandered around for a bit and explored, and now I just stopped to get a cannoli, and then I'm gonna go find a place to eat dinner. Matt has a work dinner tonight, so I'm gonna find somewhere that looks good. I was gonna go to an Italian place, but it's in the opposite direction, so I don't think I'm gonna do that tonight. And then I want to go to the Distillery Winter Village before I head back to the train.
I decided to start making my way over to the Distillery Winter Market. This is a ticketed event that you have to get in advance, but for part of December, they allow for free entry, so that was a really good one to check out. I really enjoyed it. They have a ton to do there. It's great for kids and families. It does get a little bit more adult focused as the evening goes on because they do serve alcohol at this venue. I had some really great food while there. I had some mini donuts that were incredible, and I also had some raclette and ate it out in the cold by a little fire pit. This was definitely a really fun event, and of course I had to check out the Florida bar and see how we were being represented, which is always fun to see.
It's super windy. Look at my hair. But I wanted to show you the snow. Isn't that fun? So it's the next day and I just stopped to grab some food and we're gonna walk to Kensington Market. It's about like a 2-mile walk and that's an area that's known for having really cute coffee shops and thrift stores and vintage markets. So I wanna go check it out and then we can figure out what we wanna do from there. It's also a little bit colder today. I've got my heavier boots on and it snowed a little bit last night. So there's some snow on the ground and it's currently snowing a tiny bit if you can kind of see it go by on my jacket, but it's supposed to snow on and off all day today, so I'm super excited because no matter how many times I've seen the snow, I've lived in places with snow, I just love it. I think it's so like magical, so to walk around all day in the snow is perfect for me. Let's go ahead and head to Kensington and I'm gonna grab a coffee on the way. Definitely a windy day. I'm passing through Chinatown, so I'm gonna go find some Asian skincare.
The walk to Kensington Market was really cute. They have some really beautiful houses along the way. Vintage shopping was incredible there. It is definitely a haven for thrift and vintage goods. I picked up one top while I was there, and I also ate at a really cute cafe called Little Pebbles Bakery. And the snow really started coming down as the evening went on, so you can see it very clearly here. It was really beautiful to walk in on the way home. Okay, so I just got back to the hotel. It's the end of our second full day here. Did a ton today. I didn't film as much today just because there were a lot of people and it was just already pretty crowded and difficult to get around. I walked from the train station over to Kensington Market and did some thrifting and some vintage shopping. I went to Little Pebbles Cafe, which I got some croissants there and they fill them with interesting fillings, raspberry matcha and things like that. So I brought 2 back so that Matt can try them, and I had a chocolate one with a coffee. Then I went to Chinatown, which is right next to Kensington Market, and went to some of the Asian grocery stores that people recommended and found some Korean skincare, which is my favorite kind of skincare to use and try new ones of, so that was super fun. After that, I grabbed a boba and then went and got some dumplings. So super fun day. The snow really picked up. I'll put a video of what it was like in the evening. My hair got soaked from the snow. My hood would not stay up. It was too windy, but super fun and beautiful weather and just a great day. So I will check back in with you guys tomorrow. We're gonna go to Toronto Island on the ferry and do some hiking, and then we're gonna go to Casa Loma, which is a castle a little bit north in Toronto, and we're gonna see the Christmas lights that they have there. So I will check back in with you then. In the morning, we made our way back into the city and changed hotels. I, of course, had Matt carry all of my luggage, which I thought was super funny to see him going down the street with all of that.
Chestnuts roasting on the open fire.
After the Christmas market, we walked over to the Great Library. Outside of the library was a small park, and they had some really interesting squirrels, which, of course, Matt had to try to feed. They were black squirrels with what was like a feather tail, which I thought was so cool. We went into the Great Library after that, which is a law library in the city, and it has beautiful architecture. We were able to walk around through the whole building and see the stained glass and the beautiful pictures on the wall. It was really cool to see. And of course, while Matt's taking in the history of the building, I'm wondering how we can get a picture frame that large and gorgeous at the flea market. The hotel that we moved to in the city was Hotel Victoria. It's a really cool, modern, but also touches of vintage style hotel. It's been around for a really long time and it actually burned down many years ago and they rebuilt it. Later on that evening, we headed over to Casa Loma, which is a really beautiful castle north of the city, to see their Christmas light display. This was a really fun Christmas activity. We very much enjoy going and seeing Christmas lights and going for walks like this. So I would definitely recommend it if you have kids or if you enjoy doing something like this as well. They did have a very creepy Grinch statue, but everything else was not creepy and super beautiful and Christmassy. With the snow, it really gave the feel of the holiday season. We made our way down Candy Cane Lane. After you do all of the outside light exhibits, you make your way inside for some indoor Christmas displays. And they also have a couple of performers on site that were really fun to watch. They had a magician as well as a fire performer who was really talented but also very funny. And you could watch these while you had a hot chocolate or some snacks from one of their food vendors. After seeing the performers, you head into their tunnel system, which takes you underneath the castle and down the road across the street to a church, which was their underground pathway to get to the church when people lived in the castle.
Thank you. I'll take that back.
We're at Casa Loma.
I want you to see just how sharp these scissors are.
There it is, seeing
Maybe
the
fun to
holiday
all find in the
lights.
snow later. All right. Is that all right? Excellent. So if you feel a touch on the side of your body just like that, slowly raise your right hand up. Slowly lower it.
Oh, jazz hands. Yeah. Anybody on Insta?
The next morning we went to Neo Coffee Bar to get some coffee and snacks for breakfast. And then we walked over to the Egg Club, which has really interesting egg sandwiches. They're like fluffy eggs. We took those for lunch later in the day. We made our way to the ferry, took the 15-minute ferry ride over to Toronto Island.
It's just a tiny bit cold on the island. I can't turn my head. I have to turn my whole body. But look how pretty.
I stuffed the map in here because I couldn't fit it in my pocket.
Look at the ice. So pretty.
Those ducks are so brave.
We had such a fun time on Toronto Island. We walked the entire length of the island. In the wintertime, it's pretty much shut down, but in the summer, there's beaches and rides and food vendors. But I definitely recommend going in the wintertime. It was super beautiful and peaceful. The next morning, we took a streetcar over to High Park, which is essentially like Toronto's Central Park. It's a huge park in the city that you can walk around and explore. They had an ice skating rink, an area for dogs to run around, all kinds of things. It was really beautiful. There was tons of snow on the ground. And so we spent some time walking around here and stopped by one of the cafes in the park. This was our last day in the city before heading home to Florida, so we really wanted to make sure that we were outside enjoying the weather as much as we could. And of course, here is Matt trying to feed the squirrels again. He's obsessed with the squirrels there. He thinks they're so cute. So he fed all of the ones that would come over to him, and he was kind of just living his best Snow White life with all of them running to him every time he took out some trail mix.
All right, so we are home. We're back from Canada. We had such a fun trip. We did so many cool things. I feel like we saw a lot of the city and got to see a ton of Toronto and like the things that everyone recommends that you do, but also some things that maybe people don't know about as much and aren't as touristy. So I was really, really happy with all of the activities that we did, and we were able to fit a ton in, which I always love because I want to take advantage of the time that I have while I'm there. We walked pretty much everywhere. We were doing like 15 to 16 miles a day. So we definitely were pretty active while we were there, but we had a great time. But I wanted to do a mini haul with you guys of the things that I got while we were in Toronto. I didn't buy a ton while we were there. I did like go into a lot of shops and markets and Christmas markets, but there was a lot of food that was being sold in a lot of those things. So I got to try a ton of really great food. I had like some amazing Asian food. They had a lot of really good vegetarian restaurants. We had vegan poutine, just really, really good meals. But I did pick up a couple of things that I really loved and wanted to bring back home, so I'm going to share those with you guys. The first thing that I got is a Canada hoodie. I really like to get a hoodie when I'm traveling as a souvenir. I love having them. I love wearing them. They're super comfy. I can do a lot of my projects in them, and it's just a good memory to have from the places that we visit. So I picked up a Canada hoodie. Looks like this. I really love this color. I thought it was super cozy and just a really classic look. I got this guy at one of the markets that I went to, and it's definitely going to get a lot of use and be very loved. So I'm sure you'll see that again in another video with me wearing it when I'm doing one of my projects. The next thing that I got was at a holiday market, and I picked up 2 rings. So these were, one of them was gold plated and one of them was gold fill, I think. So one is like more gold with sterling silver underneath, and the other one is gold with like a different metal underneath. So the first one is this, and it has this really pretty opal on it, and it fits like that on me, and I just thought this was so pretty. I don't have anything that's this shape, and I really love opal. I got this one, and the prices were really, really good at this market. The Canadian dollar has a really good conversion rate to the US dollar, so a lot of the things that we were buying we ended up getting for a lot cheaper in US dollars. It came out a really good deal for me. As you know, I am someone who loves rings. I wear rings on almost all of my fingers every day, so I can't pass up a good ring deal when I see it. The other one that I got is the same style, but it doesn't have the opal front. So it looks like this. It's just a plain like signet ring. They did not do engraving at this place. It was a small booth, so it's just a plain one, but I thought it was super pretty and just simple, and it fits on this finger, and I just really love it. And then the last thing that I got is a piece of art, and this piece of art is really special. I got it at one of the holiday markets, and the woman that was running the booth was the artist. Her name is Linda Walsh. It's on the back here, and I'll put her information on here if you're interested as well. And she takes pieces of slate that comes off of old roofs in Canada, and she oil paints nature scenes onto them. So she uses the like natural edge of the slate as the mountain ridge. The slate has different levels to it, so she's able to create like a lot of texture in her artwork. She has a lot of mountain scenes, she has valleys, she has oceans, all kinds of things, and it was just so beautiful. So I got this. It was a really, really good deal as well. So if you love this, definitely check her website out because it was very reasonable for what you're getting. And she also gives you a little stand to display it on. So I thought that was super cute. And that is everything that I picked up in our Toronto trip. I love all the pieces that I got. We had so much fun. It was a really great trip. If you have the opportunity to visit Toronto or Canada in general, I would definitely recommend it. It was so beautiful and so fun, and everyone was really, really nice. So I hope that you guys enjoyed coming along with us on our Canada trip and got to see some of the fun things that we did. And if you are going to Toronto yourself, if you're going to Toronto yourself, then hopefully this will give you some ideas of things that you can do while you're there. Especially if you're going as a winter trip, then you'll be able to do everything that we did because it'll be in the right season, so the seasonal things will be going on. And if you're interested in seeing what I packed for our trip to Canada, you can check out my last video where I did a pack with me and showed you guys all of my must-have travel items and the outfits that I chose for a winter trip and how I organized my suitcase suitcase and carry-on for an international flight. So I hope that you enjoyed coming along with us. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know. I would love to hear what you guys think about this style of video, and if you're enjoying it. I have another trip coming up, so I could totally do another travel vlog if you guys would like to see that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can see more of my videos. I put out new videos every single Sunday, and we would love to have you be a part of our DIY communities so that our community can continue to grow in the new year. And I will be taking a short break for the holidays through the new year, so there will not be a video on next Sunday, but the following Sunday we will be back to our normal schedule. So I'm taking like a week off from posting. We're going to be traveling a bit and enjoying our new year, and then I'll be back the following Sunday. I hope that you guys have an amazing new year, and I'll see you in the new year for our next project.